Hello there, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of AndyVGR. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at the old classic Hercules for the Nintendo 64. That's right, this is the first Nintendo 64 game that I have reviewed on here, and I chose Hercules. Why? Because Hercules embodied everything that every guy ever wanted to be. He got the babes, he had loyal friends, and face it, he could kick butt. So yeah, we're going to get into the game in a moment. First, I want to talk about the TV show. Now, I'm not going to talk about the TV show from action standpoint. I'm going to talk about it from the standpoint of how I remember watching it. So here's the deal. Hercules used to come on, I remember, in something called Action Pack. And it was the movies. Hercules, Maze of the Minotaur, Ring of Fire, Amazon Women, and I think there's like two more. And so my cousin and I, we used to sit around on Saturdays or whatever and wait for Action Pack to come on. And now when Action Pack came on, you had like a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance of it being Hercules. There was some episode, some show like a car, red car, something to do with like Knight Rider or something like that, and a couple other things. And when Hercules come on, we were like, yes! Finally we get to watch some more Hercules. So I remember watching the show like that, and it was just a lot of fun to watch as a kid. The show, I think, is still great by today's standards. I wish there were more shows like that. Now, there are similar shows you're probably yelling like, hey, what about Spartacus and stuff like that? Yeah, but that's really adult-themed. I'm talking about Hercules, something everybody could watch, The parents could watch it. It was a little corny at times, but there were good lessons in the stories. There was a lot of action in the stories. There wasn't gross violence or anything. There's a little bit of blood here and there, but who doesn't see that on you cut your finger, you see that much. So, it was a good show that the entire family could sit down and watch. And that was the neat thing about it. We need more programming like that on TV. Everything's getting too, Anyways, not to get off on a tangent. Okay. Just a few other words about Hercules, the TV show. Let's talk about what the people have been doing since Hercules. All right, of course, Kevin Sorbo's been busy. He just had a couple movies come out this year. Soul Surfer, as of the making of this video, is the most recent in the theaters. He went on to do Dylan Hunt and Andromeda. Did that for 5 seasons. And he's just done a couple direct DVD movies, such as Lone Justice, that was The Walking Tall. They made a couple with him in it. Then there was Michael Hurst. Now, Michael Hurst was Aeolus on the show. He is basically a classically trained Shakespearean-style actor in New Zealand, one of the best. And so I hear he's been keeping up with that quite a bit. And you'll see him on a few little programs here and there. He was on an episode of Andromeda, and he directed an episode of Spartacus. Now, Spartacus is produced, and I'm doing this from memory here, by Rob Tappert. Rob Tappert was producer of Hercules. So that's kind of how the shows are linked, I guess, in my mind. Sam Raimi, of course, was executive producer on Hercules, and he did the Spider-Man movies. And he also, I believe, executively produced with Rob Tappert, like The Grudge and The Grudge 2, the American versions of The Grudge. So that's just kind of a little trivia out there for you. The chick that played Xena on Hercules, Lucy Lawless, she went on to do the Battlestar Galactica, and she's even in Spartacus. So there you go. Then Kevin Smith, the guy that played Ares, of course, he tragically died. He was going to be in the movie Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis. And before filming began, he was filming something in China, doing something, and there was a TV show being filmed. He wanted to see what they were doing, so he climbed up on some kind of tower that they used for production and sadly fell off. I guess he was a great guy to be around and stuff, so that's just kind of sad. As far as the other people, I don't really know. I haven't seen anything from them or heard anything. The one guy, Robert Trevor, or Bob as they called him, if you notice Robert and Trevor is Robert backwards, not his real name, of course. He's still acting and doing stuff, so everybody's pretty active still. All right, now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at Hercules, the Nintendo 64 game experience. It's like the nerd said. Titus?
What the heck is this? This isn't the Hercules theme song. This is like some reject version of it or something. I don't understand it. If you can get the property rights or whatever you need to make the game, why can't you get the rights to the music as well? I mean, I'm sure that if in an episode of Hercules, the cast can be pretending to urinate and humming it, then I'm sure we can get it for a video game. It's a little more dignified than that. This seriously just sucks. Wait a minute. This sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the voiceover in text form from the Hercules TV show. So they could get the words, but not the music. Weird. Okay, so the basic premise of the game is that Zeus has been poisoned by Hera, and that has allowed Ares to take over the throne. None of the other gods care, and so that casts the mortals here on Gaia, or Earth, into turmoil, and so Hercules is there to stop it, just like the TV show. Seriously, I'm the son of Zeus, and I have to go around busting up rocks. And not just one rock or two rocks, no. Every stinking rock in this field. And the controls are horrible. Half the time it's not picking up on me mashing the button down on the controller. I have to keep hitting it over and over again. Wait a minute. Did that centaur just make a horse noise? Let's play that again. Oh man, that's classic. I mean, seriously, the mouth part is the half-human. I don't think he makes horse noises. I love how Hercules runs. He looks like he has a pole shoved clear up his hind end. Or, yeah, no, he has a pole shoved up his hind end. Wait a minute, I can pick up rocks, but I can't pick up a box. I have to kick it around. And then, when I kick it, it slides like it's on ice. I mean, seriously, it's just way out there. Just blows my mind. This is so horrible. Wow, look at Herc's jump. It sounds at first like he has pneumatic, like, calves or something. Actually, no, he jumps like he's on the Jumble Hopper from Pilot Wing 64. Better slow down there, buddy. You might bust something. Okay, Grandpa Herc, why don't you climb up the ladder just a wee bit faster now? I mean, seriously, I've never seen a guy take so long to climb up a ladder. Okay, I must really be off my game, no pun intended, but I just noticed something.
Well, this stupid thing ain't even vibrating. Something wrong with the rumble pack? Rumbles when I shake it. What?
Hey, what's this for? Are you serious? That's right, the stupid rumble pack needed batteries. The whole rumble pack and memory card thing with the Nintendo 64 was really my only pet peeve with the system. Why couldn't the controller have rumble built in, and why couldn't the memory card slots be on the console like every other system out there? The Sony PlayStation had it, and it worked fine. The controllers, they rumbled, the later versions did, and they had memory card slots on the console. You didn't have to sit there and flip things out in a game. This has never made any sense to me. And why in the world you would want to do this? It's beyond me. I mean, even the Sega Dreamcast did it, but at least they were nice enough to put 2 slots on the controller so you could shove in more than just one device and not have to sit here and play, hot potato between memory card and rumble pack constantly. Wow, look at the portrait for Hercules. Is that supposed to be Kevin Sorbo? Maybe after he's gotten stung by like 1,000 bees or something. I mean, seriously, look, the guy either looks like he's been on an eating binge or he's just really got some puffy problems. Yeah, buddy, you go punch that tent. Yeah, that's right. Show Coleman where it's at. Yeah, go punch that tent. You get it. The combat system in this game is just horrible. It's like trying to play the game with one arm and like half your face being mutilated by a badger or something weird like that. It's hard to describe. It's not fluid. It's the exact opposite. When, I grew up playing great games like Final Fight and Streets of Rage, and then having to play something like this is supposed to be better, This is supposed to be 4 times the bits in technology, and yet we're given something like this to play?
Hey! 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 Hey!
Hey, look, it's the pregnant, fat swamp mermaid. That's right, pregnant, fat swamp mermaid. Okay, the portrait of Aeolus looks like a fairy, but at least the 3D model on the screen actually looks a lot like Michael Hurst. So there's about a half a point for that.
Hey, you remember the episode of Hercules where Hercules went around punching tents? No, I don't either. Flocks of bad guys coming out of the tents and he's just punching the tent. Yeah, that was a great episode. Wait, that didn't happen. Oh, what about the episode where he's punching rocks just mindlessly? Oh, and then there's Aeolus, he's like, hey, I'm going to figure out how to get into these vines, And Hercules is like, oh, I cannot climb those intricate things. I don't remember him ever using the word intricate. What? Oh my gosh!
Whoa, that guy totally looks like Steven Seagal. I mean, seriously, look at the blank stare on his face and his hair. That's definitely Steven Seagal. So for some reason, the big boss of the first level is a Cyclops. I don't know why, because he's not mentioned anywhere in the entire intro, so okay. Hey, look at the disco sideburns on that guard. That's wait a minute, he wants a teddy bear? That's it. I'm just tired of playing this game. This game absolutely just 100% sucks the fun out of everything that was fun about Hercules. And believe me, there was a lot of fun with Hercules.
Alright, so we've seen Aeolus. Well, here's Salmonius. He's running a bar and selling potions out of it, not brew. You have to get that from the barrels where you get the apples. And then everybody in the town looks like Steven Seagal, except for other guys that have 70s disco sideburns. Oh, and then there's the guard that wants a teddy bear. That's right, yeah, I love looking for a teddy bear in Hercules. But then if you go to the wishing well, Hercules just totally wimps out and says, I just wish that me nasty Cyclops would go away. And then when it doesn't, he just says, darn. I tell you what this game is. This game is a mockery. It is not. This is horrible. Hercules deserved better than this. The show did. This is just horrible. And then if you look on the cover, it's not even right. He was never in a pit of fire wearing an all-black suit, holding a sword, fighting two hydras at once. That didn't happen. He never actually did use a sword. Oh my gosh, this game is horrible! Ugh! Tell you what, join me next time when I take a look at another game. It's better than this one, but it's not by far based on another TV show. That's right, I'm going to be looking at Star Trek The Next Generation for the Sega Genesis. Good gaming, everybody. I'm out.